there, my friends. Chris Marcus here with you on Tuesday, October 24th. And today we have a video demonstrating how the whole money printing scheme is used politically to gain a lot of power, influence the markets, a whole host of other things that it does. And we've commented before on Shinzo Abe, the Prime Minister of Japan, who recently was reelected. Again, to recap, Abe basically ran a couple years ago on a platform of promising to print as much money as necessary to drive the stock market higher. And from that standpoint, you can see that his plan, at least in the short term, has worked quite like he's hoped, because as we see here, Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe won a strong new mandate from voters in a national election. A result he indicated would embolden him to push for first changes to the nation's constitution since it was introduced in 1947. So keep in mind, you have someone that basically came in and his main platform was just, we're going to print as much money as it takes, no matter what. And now on the verge of next step, rewrite the Constitution. And why would people be voting to support that? Again, I'm not an expert on Japanese culture, although certainly you see down here, Japan's economy has grown continuously for the past year and a half, the longest stretch for more than a decade, while Mr. Abe has taken a similar hardline approach to North Korea. We'll leave that aside, but no, I would say their economy hasn't grown. They've pumped a ton of printed money. They're buying, I believe they're buying stocks. They're also buying U.S. treasuries. So printing money to boost asset prices, that's the whole thing. It looks great in the short term. Stock market goes up. Everybody's happy. In fact, if we scroll down here a little further, there was an interesting quote from one of the voters. I see higher stock prices as a reason to support the LDP. That's Abe's party. Said Junko Abe, who didn't provide her age and is no relation, but she said she ended up voting for the opposition candidate because she didn't feel she could back the LDP 100% after the scandals. Keep in mind the scandal they're referring to. After a steep fall in public approval ratings this year tied to allegations Mr. Abe helped friends in business dealings. Again, not to go rail on Japanese politics, but this is why the system you have is a little bit flawed, because you're giving people power to print money and make deals. And again, I don't have the first clue what happened with Abe and friends in his business dealing, but that's the kind of thing that you always see synonymous with money printing and the ability for a government to come in and give a decree on what other people can or can't do. So in either case, at least hopefully you understand what's going on there a little better. Some of these headlines, I don't feel really give a true picture of what's happening, why these things are happening. Although when you get to the heart of it and see, again, similar to the US, similar to Europe, using a policy of printed money, and there are all sorts of political and economic advantages that can come along with that, which I would argue are not good for the rest of the world. But in either case, when you understand these things and can see where it's headed, helps to invest accordingly. So with that said, leave your comments below, and we will see you again tomorrow.